Welcome. Welcome to today's Achieve Mastermind call, where we are all about elevating your business through high ticket offers, creating them, selling them, marketing them. And today we are going to see an Achieve member learn how to create an extra $4,000 per month to add to her revenue. So as an Achieve member, there are a lot of resources for you if you want to learn more about how to sell high-end offers. There's a lot of training in the Achieve Resource Center around all of that. And today we're going to dive into using all of the stuff that I've taught there, all that content, that great juicy ideas, into an actual example. And let's integrate it into Kat's business today and make it happen. So Kat, welcome. How are you doing today, honey?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, well, I am going to put us on gallery view. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to dive in. I'm going to pull up a document, and it's going to be a Word document, and we're just going to dive into it today, okay?
All right.
All right, do you have any questions before we get started?
Nope, thank you.
Okay, so I want everybody, before we dive into the details here of how to do this, think about for yourself, how much per month would you like to add to your revenue? And then when you really think about that, like, okay, this is the number that I want to add per month. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get there, number one. And then what is most important for me to teach you, honestly, I'm going to teach you the strategy, the how-tos today. But if you don't do this piece, it's not going to work. I promise you. Been around enough. We've all seen it. Why do you want this money? Like, what is the money for? The extra 4K per month, the extra 1K per month, the extra 10K per month, $500 per month. It doesn't matter what the number is, but what is that going to do for you? That is the energy that we need you to be in more often, is your future timeline, is your future energy of where you want to be. More time in that, just putting some more focus on that. So today, if you want to share with the group, if not, fine. Of course, never any pressure. But if you want to share with the group, like, this is how much I'd like to add per month to my revenue, maybe in 2022, or maybe this spring or this summer, or whatever your timeline, I want to add this much per month per revenue, which will help me do this. So for example, I talked to an Achieve member earlier today who wants to add an extra $40,000 per year in revenue to their bottom line. And I asked 3 different times before I got this person there, because it was just difficult. I get it. But this is why it's important. I asked 3 different times, and then finally we got there. And it was why? What do you want that $40,000 for? And they want to travel. They have a family, so it costs more money. Right? It's just not one person. It's like a whole family travel thing. And then they want to move toward a whole travel lifestyle in the future when the children are older. And so it's very clear what this money is for. But if we don't spend time in the reason we want the money, it's just work. Like, you might as well go get a job. Like, be really committed to your future vision, and the money will just be so much easier to receive. Okay, does that make sense, Kat, what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Okay, and if anybody has questions about that, let me know. There's training on it, like I said, in the Achieve Resource Center. But it's really key, and I want to point it out today, as you're thinking about what do you want money for and how much it is and all of that. Today's the day, like, really feel into that. Okay, Kat, we've talked about it. You're shifting because your body's saying it's time to shift. Is that true?
Yes.
And you've been wanting to shift anyways.
Yes, I was on this path, and the universe just kind of gave me a smack and said, do it now.
It's fascinating. I have found, and many of us have in our lifetimes, and you have too, I'm sure, that if we don't take the action will take us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time. And so I'm here to support you. We're all here for you, honey. High five. Okay, so let's dive into some strategy and how. I'm going to share this document. Simple. If you can't see this, let me know, and I'll send it to you later. But it's $4,000 if you're on a phone or something, it's too small, maybe. $4,000 a month plan. That's what we're going to play with today. Okay, Kat? Everybody else? Sound fun?
Yes.
Super simple. Number one, actually 0.0, what I call it is, are you living the results you sell? If you're not, you got to do that before you start selling stuff that you don't aren't in integrity with. So I don't want to get too crazy out here about what you do with people. I want to know, number one, and everybody think about this. I'm going to ask you this question. What is the inner result after people are done with you? So I'll give you an example. With me, if you work with me in business coaching, the inner result is typically confidence and the outer result is money, right? If you work with me with body stuff, the inner result is lightness and the outer result is more energy, lose weight, right? Like things like that. So inner outer result, if you can focus here and stop talking about modalities. Everybody's got a modality in their back pocket. They're all great. High five. Now, what does it do for me, right? What's in it for me kind of situation? Inner result, outer result, if you just keep it simple, and maybe you have a couple like confidence, elevate your self-worth so that you can create wealth and ask for more in your business, whatever it is. So what is one inner result that after they get all of your modalities, anything they touch, from you, what is something that's like for sure, when they walk away on the inside, they're going to change? What's it going to be after they're done with you?
Mental balance.
Okay, let's just keep it simple for now. There's lots more you could add. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. Let's just keep it simple for now to keep you, because we want you to make some money, right? We don't want you to get too out there and conceptualizing. We just want to get you real focused. Outer result.
Physical balance.
Oh, snap. Who here wants more balance in their life? Let's like sparkle fingers, raise a roof, right? We all hear this balance word all the time, and it's pretty powerful for people. Play with the word balance. I'm going to give you this idea of playing with the word balance along with the word harmony. That's also a word that will tend to work with people. So you could talk about yoga, energy, all this stuff, so that you have mental and physical balance. I took a big pause there for a reason. I want everybody to feel that. So that I'm going to teach you guys, if you join my movement school, right? I'm going to teach you this, I'm going to teach you that, I'm going to teach you this, I'm going to teach you that. I'm not going to tell you all that stuff. No, I'm going to say, hey, you're going to have the body, you're going to have the money, period. That's what I promise you. So if you can focus, you can make money. If you can focus on what people want, you can make even more money. If you can focus on what people want and actually talk the talk, that's where the game is. So that's why I'm saying, let's get real focused here. Inner result, you're going to be, your mind is going to be super balanced. Outer result, your body is going to be super balanced. Now, I'm going to take you one layer more, because why not? What happens when you're mentally and physically balanced?
Things flow.
What flows? Don't things me.
Things.
Give it to me, girl. If you're balanced, you're prettier.
Yes.
I don't know if that's what you think, but I think generally like the eye, the symmetry, people tend to be attracted to symmetry.
You're more confident.
Confident. Okay. Confident, that's inside. What else on the outside? On the balance?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm going away from pretty more to just like strong.
Strong. Pain-free?
Pain-free, yes.
Free?
Less pain.
I mean, if imbalance causes pain, let's just be honest. We all know that when we're like,
less
so
fear
pain-free.
too.
When you're balanced in life, right? Less fear. So that's an inner. See how you want to go there? Everybody in Achieve wants to go there. I love you guys. So I'm going to be strong today. I want you guys to make money, because I know what you guys have is awesome. I know it. I've been around you guys. Let's talk their talk. Let's talk 3D talk, outer stuff a little bit more. Just even it out. That's all. Fear, confidence. Okay, that's inner. What are they going to do? Now I'm going to tell you what. They want to be fit, they want to be rich, and they want to be in love. With fitness, I'm going very fast now. If anybody has questions later, just drop me a line. Kat, you too.
Yeah.
Okay. People often will pay for energy and some sort of like weight or shape. Like some of my people come to me and they're not necessarily needing to lose weight, but they need to change their shape. They're like feeling funky in their body shape. And they'll lose zero weight. Sometimes they'll lose weight, sometimes they'll lose zero weight, but drop 2 dress sizes because we changed their shape. So sometimes you'll see that, right? You see that with your people, right?
Yes.
Yep. And so the other thing is pain. Those are the 3 things with the body usually. This is 3D stuff, and money's 3D world. So we got to get to 3D stuff, talk to them about that. And then the inner stuff is the outer stuff, but they are in the outer stuff. So we got to talk outer stuff to get to the inner stuff. I'll give you an example. I help people make money and feel better in their body. They don't realize they pay me to learn how to breathe, even in business. I don't tell them that. It's a strategy that gets them there. They wouldn't buy from me if they knew how much I told them to breathe and get present and soften their belly. That's how I teach sales, it's like, relax, because most people are a little strung out around sales and making money and stuff. So I got to settle everybody down first. I don't sell that. I sell the money piece. I sell the body piece. It's the 3D thing, right? It's fascinating. Now, we all want to be spiritual. We want to be energy stuff. We want to be the inner stuff, but we also do it because we want to avoid pain as a human. It's part of the way we're wired. So we want to, I believe, in achieve members here in terms of being able to integrate both. You have the inner and the outer. If you speak to it, they feel seen and heard and trust you. So rich, it comes in different forms. It's usually, we'll call it work, they love, and just like ease around money flow. It's like, it's not about a number. It's just ease around whatever. Everybody's number is different. I was just doing my numbers before this call earlier today, and numbers change over time depending on what you're doing and creating. And so it's not about numbers, it's about flow and love and all of that. And then the numbers are part of that. So rich can be also what they value. So some people, for example, don't necessarily value money as like a thing. They're like, man, I don't care. So it's like whatever they value. So they're in alignment with their value system. So if they value relationships, for example, and they're not spending time with their family, it's like they're off. And so they need to realign with their value system. So these are the kinds of things that people want to feel rich, in alignment with the value system. You can talk about if that's something you do with people, helping them, be in alignment with the work they love, do the work they love, find the path to money. Like for you, I'm helping you today, ideally, create messaging, create an offering and a plan to have this piece in particular, right? Money flow, be more easeful. So in love, we could go more into that. I'm not going to today, but what I want to say is this: in love is just really relationships. I'll just put it here. I guess it's usually 2 things. It's like a romantic. That's where most of the pain is in people. Sometimes it's other family. And then also what I would offer you guys, because you're all business owners, is that business connections, or like something like that, professional connections. People sometimes struggle to talk to people that way. I have a much easier time actually talking to people business than I do in like simple social situations. I'm a lot more awkward. I have to like soften this deep dive thing that I do with everybody sometimes. And so everybody's different. Some people love the social stuff easier than business stuff, and they struggle, different places with relationship. But romantic is usually the ones that people are the most willing to pay money for. All right. So is that helpful as we're talking about this?
Yes.
So I want you to think about your own life. What results are you? So if you are selling balance, if you're not in balance somewhere with your mind and your body, that's the work you need to do along this way. You don't have to do it first and then second, but it doesn't have to be linear, but you have to live and show up to your potential clients, right? Balanced. They need to feel you as balanced. All right. Makes sense, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right. And then if there's somewhere in your life that's not balanced, that's just a place of opportunity. There's no judgment. Don't be hard on yourself. Be gentle. And just know that that's a place of opportunity that will create an opening for you. So let's go deeper now. After you're balanced, what do you want to sell? I'm going to give you some ideas. You can choose what you want. It's your own business, of course. Freedom. However, if you're going to make some money, and get to this consistency, we will probably want to look at some options that'll do that. So I know I want to tell everybody, Kat and I have talked before this via email, via messenger. So she shared some things, and that's why I'm putting this together, right, Kat?
Yes.
Okay, so she shared a little bit about her business. We're not going to go actually, you see, into the details of even what she does. If you guys want to know that, put it in the chat, and Kat, you put it in the Achieve group. Introduce yourself again, or put your introduction, because that's usually what we want to talk about. Today, it's about money. So you want to shift at least to $200 an hour. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So here's some ideas. I'm just going to give you numbers. You could sell 20, if you want to get to 4K per month, this is exactly what you have to do in terms of numbers, and we're going to break it down activities. It's number one, if you're just selling $200 things, you have to sell 20 of them every single month. Okay.
Mhm.
If you choose to step up and say do a $500 package, say you do 3 sessions for $500, just hypothetical, then you need to sell 8 of those per month, every single month. Okay. I'm a big fan of packages that are longer term, right? You do what you want, but if you had a $3,000 or $6,000 package, for example, say somebody paid you $500 a month, or somebody paid you $1,000 a month. You may not be at the $1,000 a month level yet in terms of your receiving. You may be scared. You could probably take $500 a month, don't you think?
Sure.
Sure. Does that feel true, or no? Am I off here?
No, that feels about where I am right now.
Okay. That's what I was feeling into after our conversation. So I want to make sure, to honor where you are, and also show you a little bit of your edge here to say expand into, maybe move toward that, right? Maybe 500 now, move toward 1,000. So here's the thing. If you say went all in on your $3,000 package, you created it, you got some help, you showed up, you did, do the things, $3,000 package, you would need to sell 8 of those just say you sell 8 this month, that you don't have to sell another 8 for another 6 months. You can sell more, right? But what this does is it takes off a lot of energy of sales and marketing. They're going to have to do with all this other stuff. 20 every single month, that's 240 sales per year versus 16.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no right or wrong way to do your business. I always tell people that, like, really create something amazing so that your clients get results, be in integrity, do what you want. Like, it doesn't matter. But if you don't want to overwork and you want to have consistent flow, I do recommend, from a service standpoint, to build at least a foundation of private clients that pay you over a period of time. Maybe you don't do 6 months, maybe you do 3 months, something, but people are pretty willing to pay for something for 6 months. They're used to it. People pay all sorts of stuff for long periods of time. Netflix and apps and they got all sorts. I have actually a client right now, I'll share with you guys. She's been with me since 2017, and we work on all sorts of stuff. She's closing some of she's closing her bank account and opening a new one because she has so many charges. She can't even figure out where they're coming from. She has she's a really high earner. She has about $6,000 in charges per month that she can't even figure out who they are. Like, it's crazy, right? Wild. So people have like a lot of experience paying monthly stuff, and what you're bringing is a lot of value. And so what are you feeling here when I'm saying this, before we go on to the numbers and sales and marketing and stuff?
I get that feeling of, you were describing, of having things that you don't know that you're paying for. That's a familiar feeling. Like, where did that money go?
Yeah.
And yeah, I like the idea of selling fewer, larger packages and not spending as much money doing the sales part of things, but and spending more time doing the work that I love doing, rather than the scrambling around for clients.
Oof, scrambling around for clients. Anybody ever felt like that? I'm like, where? It's the number one question I get is how do I find people? It's really the last thing you need to learn. But I get it, right? So I'm going to give you an idea because this is another thing to look at. Look at this 8 and 8. 8 every month or 8 every 6 months. You could, if you wanted to have more than one offer, you could do like a 3K and a 500.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
And stop doing these one-off things. Now, I know this is going to be like literally like retraining a monkey. That's how we are as humans. We're like, sometimes. So it's okay. Be gentle on yourself. Use Achieve as a resource. Use the group as a resource. When you need help around all that, if that happens, if that comes up again, don't like just stay in it. Just like stay plugged in and we'll help you get through it faster. That's what you need. That's what we all need is like support and just be like, you can do it sometimes. If you want help, no pressure. But maybe do the 500 and the 3,000, maybe shift some of your existing people from the 100 stuff to the 500 stuff, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to move on. We're just going to talk about the 3K package, or which one do you want to?
The 3K, yeah.
So let's say, what is your conversion rate? I'm not going to ask you to know right now, but let's just say it's like on the low end.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say you're new at this 3K selling thing and it might take you some time. Maybe not. This would be the most work you have to do. That's why we're doing it. Okay. No judgment, just like say, this is the maximum work. If you do this, you'll make the money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 10% conversion, which means 1 out of every 10 sign up with you.
Okay.
If you offer. So if you want to have 8 people, you need to make 80 offers. You need to say Visa or MasterCard 80 times. Look at the sales training if you need help. Okay. But 80 times, right? And if you don't want to do 80 conversations, that's the problem. Get good at sales. You can sell forever. And the better you get at sales, the more you want to raise your prices too. So 80 conversations to say, hey, do you want to buy my thing? Now, this is the worst case scenario. If you had 20% conversion, so say 1 out of every 5, and maybe it's somewhere between there right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want 8 people, 8 times 5 is 40, right? 40 offers. So get good at sales and you won't have to talk to so many people. That's why I'm so passionate about this. It's so amazing. So 40 offers. So we're going to keep going on the numbers thing because we need to. 40 people, you offer 3K package. Now, what I'm going to tell you is most people give up after 3 or 4 or 5. You wouldn't see Robert Raymond or any of us that are making money do that. You won't see Vanessa stopping on show up and speak up and level up and all the upness, right? You're not going to see them stop. Don't stop. I don't care how many people say no. If you're all in, be all in. If you're not, if you're scared, tap into Achieve until we can get you back on that train, okay? Huge here. Don't give up. Look at the numbers and do the numbers. Don't give up at 5 or 10 or 7, okay? Cool? Are you an all-in kind of girl?
I am.
I know you are based on talking to you. I just want to confirm, right? Okay, so then you want to say, how many people do I need to reach out to? You got to multiply it by the same thing. You'll learn this when I teach you conversion and other trainings. But if you got to talk to 40 people and you're at 20% conversion, you do the same thing. Well, then you need to offer to multiply that times 5. 5 times 4 is 200. You need to tell 200 people you got something. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, you're shifting into a whole new business. So if you're not ready to tell 200 people, you're not ready for a whole new business. 200 people need to know about you. Is that true?
Yes.
Now it doesn't mean they're going to buy right away. It takes many touches, right? But if you reach out to 200 people with the 20% conversion, you're going to get 40 people on the phone and you're going to get 8 clients. That's the thing here. 200 people. If you're good at sales, right? Decent at sales. 40 people on the phone. You can get 40 people on the phone. You should be able to sell 8 times if you're at that conversion. Now, if it's more than that, it's just double, 400 people. You won't be there. But 400 people, right? 80 people on the phone, 8 offers. Or maybe it's 800 people, actually, maybe a different number. Something like that. But do you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
So it's going to take a bit of a oomph of you to shift from $100 to 3,000, just energetically. And also you selling this in the beginning will be harder and you'll get better. You'll get to the point where 1 out of every like 2 or 3 people ideally buy from you. And maybe even more. Maybe you go even higher. But in the beginning, you get a little scared, right, when we raise our prices. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty normal for all of us, for everybody. So before I go on to marketing, what are you picking up here in terms of sales?
That the better you are at it, the less time you have to spend doing it.
You see why I'm all about mastering sales, friends. Time.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers. How do I find more people? No. How do you get good at when you talk to the people, they buy?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So I'm not about numbers, I'm about quality connection. So that's why I'm all about sales. So play with this, these numbers. You know, you have enough people already. You could do this if you just put your nose to the grindstone and did it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to keep going, and I know we're going to go over a little bit. I'm usually a half hour. I'm going to go over just to maybe 5-10 minutes max. I'm just going to talk about marketing. Like I've told you guys before, there's a lot of people in Achieve that can help you with marketing. So I'm not going to give you a big overview and that's it. You want more details? Talk to me, talk to all the people, right, that can help you with that. There's lots of support. You guys got people. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Highest conversion is speaking and offer every day. Speak somewhere and offer it every day on your own platforms, on other people's platforms. Speak every day, offer every day. That's what I would do if you really want to rocket boost this. Just do it, right? And you need to learn a little bit of strategy, but every day, like until you get your clients. It won't take you that long if you just show up every day. The first thing I would do for everybody would directly reach out to people you already know. Number 1, about your program. Number 2, about speaking. Look at the person and figure out, do they feel like a better person that might be for your program? Or would they maybe be somebody for a speaking opportunity? So reach out to people you already know. You already know lots of people. Direct reach outs. You can do posts. That's fine. Direct reach outs get like way more results. So just talk to people directly. So ask people for speaking. That's great. Connections, things like that. The second thing and the third thing, both of these go together. It just depends on what you like most in terms of your marketing. Online, if you're going to do online, what I'm going to say is get really good at video marketing. And then if you're going to do things more live, do speaking and networking. And when you do networking, don't just look for clients, look for speaking as well. Okay. The highest value you can do is at network sometimes is get speaking gigs. And then you can be on stages in front of more people instead of just like one. It's like you just got in front of 200 people or 10 people or whatever, 2 people. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but you're speaking and you're the expert and you're sharing. And so that's what I would offer you from a marketing standpoint. Marketing's not as important as being all in on your offers and showing up in that energy, because 8 people is really not that many people. It's like almost 8 billion on the planet, right? So how's this feeling?
Positive.
The questions we have.
On speaking and offering every day, I've got my platforms and I've got people that I know. I guess that's probably what's feeling a little challenging to me, like right off the bat. And like, I'm not intimidated by speaking. I like talking about what I know, but I don't have anything already prepared. Like, I haven't
Okay,
developed anything.
I'm gonna help you now. You can choose to do it or not.
Okay.
You can choose to do it or make a story. How much do you want the money? How much do you want the shift? I'm just going to be real. So you can have the challenge, or here's the, if you're still challenged tomorrow, what you're doing is put it in achieve. Let's get you going. Don't let it take you down. All right. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now, everybody. If you're not sure what to do, all you got to do is go on there. And what do people in Achieve love to do?
Help people.
Help people. That's it. Help somebody. Help somebody, sister. That's it. I'm gonna be real. I don't care if it's talking about the best nail polish color you like and tell them to go check it out, or how to brush their teeth, or how to soften their toes, breathe into their belly, rub their arm, talk to aliens. Like, I don't know, like so many people have taught so many things on the internet right now. It's like literally just teach somebody something. Hey guys, or talk about a concept, but I would say like, I'm very good at like the contemplative kind of conversations, which is fine, but it's somewhat self-serving. And what's better off, to be honest, in terms of content, everything I've done, contemplative is great. I can talk out my, what, forever about philosophizing things. But the truth is the content that works the best is when you teach somebody something and then they do it and it changes their life. I'm telling you, you will hear things like a decade later. I remember when you said da 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 da. I did that. I've been doing that since. And I just got in a new group and I saw somebody who learned things from me quite a few years ago and is doing them every single day. I was like, they're posting every single day. And I'm like, whoa, I had no idea. It's cool. It's very humbling. And so teach. Don't go too wild and crazy. Teach some. That's it. One little thing. You'd be surprised. Like, I'll give you an idea. One of my early videos that I did that was real popular, had no idea it would be. It was like taught people about a dry brush. I was like, it's wintertime in Colorado. Here's a dry brush. And I had all these views, dry brush. People were so fascinated. They'd never heard of a dry brush. I was like, huh. It's just anything. I mean, ideally what you want is teach people related to what you're doing, right? But I talk about the body and the health and I care about all that stuff. So it just made sense. Dry brush. Mm-hmm. It's fascinating. Is that helpful?
Yes.
One more piece I'll give you about the content creation on social media is that most women in particular won't have a call to action. Tell them to do something. I don't care what it is. Give them a link, have them comment, tell them to brush their teeth differently and share it later. Like, it doesn't matter, but like people are looking for leadership right now. Give them an opportunity to receive that from you. Teach them something and call them to an action. That would be what I would say. And if you want more details about how to do like different strategies, figure out what strategy you want to use and then put it in the Achieve and say, hey, I need help with this particular marketing strategy. And then we'll give you resources. There's free, there's paid, there's also lots of people have stuff, but don't let that whole I don't know what to do thing get in the way. Mm-hmm. Now, question, does showing up every day and feel scary? Or is it just the content?
No, I don't think it feels scary.
Okay.
I think it's maybe daunting is the better word, but it's more exciting. It's that what do they say, that stress can just be excitement.
If we so choose, yeah. If we don't let it take us out, absolutely. If we don't let it take us out, I love that. I'll give you another idea. I think that would be great. Yeah, thanks, Kat. Kim said. So I think it'd be great for everybody to learn this too. It's if you're kind of even a little bit nervous or unsure, or want to just literally look different, stand up. Super simple. Just put your camera somewhere, somehow, stand up and share. We will tend to be more like a speaker when we stand than, another person on the internet.
Mhm.
It's one little way to make you, spark a little bit more. You'll find when people stand, there's a different kind of energy. And also what I find is that you can also be quite grounded, because if you're used to practicing grounding, if you're standing too, if you're,
Mhm.
not too moving. Yeah. So those are the things I would practice. Stand up, teach some people some stuff. You have a very loving energy that comes across. And so who doesn't need loving energy right now in the world, right? They'll love you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. If anybody else has any questions, I'll stay on for a couple minutes, but appreciate you staying on for this long and a little extra. And thank you, Kim. So good to see you. And Leslie here and Jenny Lynn and Vanessa had to go. And can we all just say thank you to Kat for being so brave and open and willing and coachable today. Yeah. Yeah, you're so open and willing and coachable today. I really appreciate that. Because you being the example of how we can actually implement these strategies to grow and help people is really powerful. So thank you. And if anybody else wants to be featured, drop me a line on Facebook, a little message about the next Tuesday. You're available. I'm going to schedule them in. We'll probably do a couple months of this where we'll go over high-end offers and sales and marketing. So there's some specific goals you have or things you want to learn. I will do it and we'll customize it for your particular business and model. Peace out, sisters. I'll see you soon. I'll see you next week. Bye.